I am so excited because this is actually a mukbang video where I'm going to be eating some amazing bomb food for y'all. Okay, big shout out to the Barrio Collective on the hat, Moo Junkie earrings, vegan baddie bamboo 18 karat gold plated earrings, and the vegan gel nails. Those are our shameless plugs for today. If you want to shop my gorgeous vegan jewelry, go to moojunkie.com. Anywho, let's hop into what I'm going to be getting into and eating for y'all today. And I'm super, super excited about it because there's just so much amazingness to kind of talk about. So first off, let me try and get the stomach tucked in. Anywho, y'all, so I went to Sabrosa Vegana. She's doing a pop-up at High Vibrational Juice Bar. Okay, and it is in Brooklyn, okay, over there. And y'all know I'm a New York City transplant, so I can't even tell you exactly where it is. I just know it's in Brooklyn. And listen, she's doing a pop-up there, and I got in this gorgeous orchid that she put on there. This is the vegan pernil, and she had vegan bistec on there as well. And I'm super excited about the food that I'm eating for y'all today because it is literally all vegan Puerto Rican food, okay? So big shout out to these amazing vegan Boricua queens that have made all of the food today. I've got Sabrosa Vegana and all of her delicious food. She's got empanadas. My good sis, Chef Liana at Today on Black Rican Vegan. Oh my God, bomb. I got the chopped cheese egg rolls, and I got, y'all, this is one that I'm really going to be super pressed about. She has a vegan tres leche. Okay? Tres leches was my favorite cake before I went vegan. And it's so funny about that because shout out to my homegirl Brenda from college. Brenda always, and I will never forget, her birthday was always in September. And in September, her family would come and they would literally come up and bring her a tres leches cake every time. And that was my first time trying it when her mama came up, brought that tres leches, and I was addicted. So we're going to get into that tres leches. That's going to be at the end. Let's get into this rice. The vegan pernil. Oh my God. Jillian from Sabrosa Vegana. Girl, you did this. Bomb. And what I love about jackfruit, well, people that can cook jackfruit period, is that it's the perfect like meat substitute. But the thing is, it's hard to really season. It takes, not hard, but it takes a long time. So when somebody does it right, they put their time in it. Okay? And don't forget about that. Look at that jackfruit, y'all. Look at that jackfruit. Oh my God. Look at it steaming. Beautiful. And I've never had pernil before I was vegan. So, but it's bomb. Okay? And I'm going to get a little bit of the plantain in there. And I wanted to do this today because people don't understand how bomb vegan cultural food is, number one. Vegan cultural food is top tier. And y'all always hear me talk about that. It's top tier. No other way around it. Okay? Because cultural food bomb period. But people that are vegan and, cultural, because y'all know I'm Guyanese or whatever. And when we take the time to literally veganize all of our cultural foods, it's a lot of love that has gone into that recipe creation. It is a lot of meticulous effort because of the fact that when you're making something cultural, it's personal. It's personal. And we're not going to play about making sure that food hits. Okay? We're not going to play about it because this is our food from my culture. I'm going to make sure it's done to the T. And I noticed that we're very meticulous with those, especially because it's like, we got to make the ancestors proud, number one. Number two, people always think that you miss things when you go vegan, like you miss all your traditional things, stuff like that. And it's just like when you veganize that stuff and you realize I can make it taste exactly how it tasted before, we're meticulous about that process. So when I show y'all the Guyanese stuff, and I'm going to get into that later, but I'm going to get into this food. But just know, that's why these sisters here, I knew they took their time. Because you can taste that in the flavor. She even sent me, she's so sweet. She said, I'm going to throw in a little beefsteak for you, boo. She put the beefsteak. Let's get the beefsteak. And so, the beefsteak is a dish she was talking about. It's like a the steak and onions dish. Y'all, she said the flour was edible too. She said it was edible. But yeah, like, you can taste the love in cultural food. Like, it's so many different seasonings, and it's just so much, like, just so much preparation that's put in there. But yeah, the jackfruit is one. That's a hard thing. I remember I tried to do jackfruit curry one time, and it come out to what it needs to be because I wasn't being patient with it. But baby, she did this really good. I feel like this is the arroz con gandules. Correct me if I'm wrong. You know, I be knowing a little Spanish or whatever. I actually, fun fact, the mukbangs are funny because you just talk about whatever you want to talk about. I actually studied Spanish, y'all, in college. It was my minor. And I really went into, like, of course, with the language, learning the language, which I had already known Spanish for, for years and stuff, but really being immersed in the culture. I had traveled to Peru. I studied abroad in Ecuador, and I always tell people, like, that was the origin of me realizing, like, yo, there's so much more out there in this world. There's so much more food. There's so much more plants out here in this world. Now, I wasn't even vegan. This was 2011. I was 19 years old. And I was studying abroad in Ecuador, and I learned, dang, all them fruits and veggies that I thought I knew back home, that's not it. I just don't know why I thought it's a limited mindset. I don't know why I thought bananas and apples and lemons and kiwi, strawberry was it. Baby, they had all them different things in there with different names I never heard of, and I was like, okay. I felt like I had been scammed in life. But it also led me to realize that, oh my God, what else do I not know? So, let's get into the empanadas of it all. So, I'm not gonna fake like I didn't eat this already for y'all. But Jillian also had an empanada. Look at this. Oh my God. With a little salt. Uh-oh, flakes is falling. I like it like that. Oh my God. Oh my God. This sauce. And I'm a sauce girl. And that's what I love. And that's what I love about these dope veganas is the fact that, and it got a little kick to it. These sauces accompany the meals. And they understand the importance of the sauce as it accompanies what it needs to accompany. See, not everybody understands that whole process. But when you're eating something, you got to have a sauce to go with there. And this sauce is so bomb. But I think it really wasn't until I started traveling, like, on my own. And people don't realize that. And I talked about this at once on a post one time. And I was talking about, like, the importance of when you travel outside of being with your parents. And my parents really did an amazing job, like, really exposing us to the world, like, at a very young age. Like, we were always traveling, always going on family trips every summer, out the country and stuff. And it was amazing. But that moment, I'll never forget that moment. Like, being scared, like, to go to Peru. Peru was the first place I had gone to. And I was like, and I felt a certain type of way because I know my dad was from Guyana. And I've never been to Guyana, y'all. People be so upset when I be like, yeah, I'm Guyanese, but I ain't never been. And I'm going to go at one point. And I'm so glad that I'm going to go at the point of where I'm at in life now. Because I can really appreciate it. And see, that's the thing. See, had I had gone years before, I wouldn't be able to really appreciate it for what it really is. But being where I am and mentally and you know, especially with this vegan lifestyle, oh, it's going to hit different. That trip is going to hit completely different because I'm going to be all up in finding the indigenous plants and stuff like that. And I'm excited too for that moment when I do go there. I'm going to be taking it all in. Okay? And so like I said, you know, it's all about just exploring, understanding. And I think like that first Peru trip really did that for me. And being like, wow. I think when I got off that plane, I will never forget. And if you've ever been to Peru, you know how it's like them houses are stacked on each other. When we landed, I was like, where are we? I've never in my life seen mountains that big. I didn't even know mountains existed that big. I was like, you're lying. Like, I think that was the biggest thing I never got over. Like, everybody else is sitting there enjoying themselves, drinking, stuff like that. And I'm literally like, these mountains, though, they're enormous. Like, it was literally like, okay, you're here. And, like, the mountains are, like, as big as this fridge. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was crazy to me. But I remember that trip being, like, eye-opening for me. And then I was like, okay, I think I can study abroad. And then that next semester, I studied abroad in Ecuador. And I remember that moment, too, getting off the plane. It's something about getting off that plane when you get off somewhere in a different country, right? And I knew I was going to be there for 3 months. And I remember feeling like a panic attack almost. And being like, yo, I'm here. And I'm not going to be able to go back home for 3 months. And kind of panicking a little bit. But then also that moment kicking in like, let's do it. All right, y'all, let's get into the chopped cheese from Puerto Rican Vegan. Now, big shout out to this sis because she's amazing because she does every Wednesday you can order her and she does weekend delivery and she be on point with her stuff. Weekend delivery came today, right on time, as scheduled. Y'all. Look at that. And look, she got a sauce too. But yeah, y'all, stop telling y'all about Ecuador. I remember getting off that plane and then being like, oh my God, I gotta be here. And it was awkward because it's like, okay, you're living with a host family. They don't know who you are. And like, one thing about me, I've always been cognizant of my blackness. See, I'm now at a point in my life where I don't, I'm not here to explain nothing in a sense that I'm educating white people on. I used to be on that note of, I need to put no, but it got exhausting and it cost a lot of my mental health. It really had me like going crazy. It really had me feeling just down and feeling just exhausted. And I made a vow to myself that a few years ago, maybe I think actually last year, I wasn't doing that no more. I was like, I'm living for myself and for other people that get with the program. I'm not about to be here educating you if you want to be ignorant with stuff, right? And now in that sense, like I'm kind of like, I'm still cognizant of my blackness, but I still, not in the sense of I'm cognizant of your gaze. Like people talk about the white gaze or gaze of how other people view me and view my blackness, But before, I used to be cognizant of, they know I'm black, I'm dark skinned, And I remember feeling like that even like when I got to my host family because I was like, I'm about to go with these people, they are, about to be in this house and stuff like that. And I remember like the girl I was staying with, she was light skinned or whatever. She was a biracial girl. And we were sharing, we were going to stay in the same house. We both from the same college and stuff. And I remember being like, dang, would they treat me different because I'm dark skinned? Like that's weird, right? But I remember that feeling. So it's crazy thinking about that. But I remember feeling like even when I was there, and I remember my parents were telling me like, there's people that don't look like you where you're going, and be cognizant of that. And what I noticed, which I wasn't prepared for, was how exotic black dark-skinned women were there. reviewed. And, it was that type of thing where it was like the catcalling was on a different level. And I'm super young, and I'm literally just like not ready for the attention that was like kind of brought upon me. And it was dealing with like, they was doing too much. Like people like, are you a model? I'm like, no. Modela, whatever. I forget how they say model in Spanish, but people want to take pictures with me and stuff. I'm like, this one guy, I was so scared. I was walking to like my school. He went to school, let's study abroad. La Universidad de Cuenca. I'll never forget that place. And this guy was following me, y'all. And I would walk to that school every day. And it seemed like every day there was like a level of harassment. But this guy followed me. To me, it seemed like for a whole mile. And was just saying all these things. Tu eres hermosa, chica. I'm like, dude, leave me alone. And I remember being scared. But anywho. But besides that, I just remember being scared of like being in like letting it set in that you are homesick. Oh my God. After I realized that it's like 72 days until you go home, girl, and having to deal with like, okay, wow, like I'm really going to be here, letting that settle in. You just adapt to your circumstances. And I was able to really emerge. And I always tell people, like, immersing yourself in a culture is one of the most amazing things that you can do in this world. Just because there's so many cultures here in life. And like that helped me so much because it was like allowing me to first pick up the language on a different level, because the way I thought I learned Spanish, it wasn't until I went to study abroad and they was using different words and I was like, oh my God, there's different dialects. There's this and that. There's, all these different things. And so I was like, okay, let me get with it, right? Do it all. Man, that experience was so life-changing for me. When I look back at it, being where I am now in life, mentally and the way I see things now, I realize how that was a catalyst for a lot of stuff. A catalyst for discovery, a catalyst for adventure, a catalyst for all these other things. Let's try the ham and cheese one. Is this the ham? Oh, this is the ham and cheese. Ooh, look at that. Okay. This is Sabrosa Vegana with the ham and cheese. What's crazy is I smelled this before I even tasted it. And I knew it was going to be bomb. Wow. Oh my God. Look. I probably got lipstick at the bottom. Ate the lipstick right off. I ain't worried about it. Oh my God. That is really good. That is really good. I'm gonna dip in some of this sauce she had. But yeah, I mean, those moments, they never leave me. Oh my God. Listen to the crunch. I'm gonna get a little ASMR in here anyway. But that's a ham and cheese, baby. You wouldn't even think this was vegan. I hate saying that to people, but like that's the point. Like, baby, look at that. You wouldn't even know. Oh my God, she did that. But yeah. And my host family, they were so sweet. And it was my host mother there in Ecuador that really showed me the beauty in having a garden with the exotic fruits and veggies and stuff. Like, before I went vegan, I remember I used to suffer from terrible, terrible menstrual cramps. I still have cramps, but I ain't, not all the way there. And also because I have the period tea. Shameless plug, get your period tea. Of course, I got mine on the counter. my collaboration with Conjure Tea Company. We do period tea, which is amazing. It has chamomile, lavender, all that good stuff in there, right? But before I even knew about all of, like the power that lavender chamomile has, I remember my first instance of it was, and I think maybe I had a chamomile tea and I didn't know too much. But when I told her that I was having like some menstrual pain, and like that's the thing about it, like when you're studying abroad and you're living and you're with other people that you don't know, and the day-to-day aspects of life come up, like, oh dang, it's that time of the month for me, like I'm suffering. Hey, do you have, and of course this is all in Spanish because my host family, all they spoke was Spanish. And so that's what helped me really get the language down. And, I done lost a lot of it to this day. I don't know. Back then, oh yes, I knew what I was talking about. But right now, of course, yo hablo español. And I can say, things, viví en Ecuador por 3 meses, all that stuff. And I could, carry a conversation on well, but I've, lost a lot of the vocabulary because it's a use it or lose it type of thing. But especially when you're using it for the sake of survival, all that stuff, it's going to stick with you. So I remember being there and I asked her about, I was telling her, I had cramps and stuff. And I was telling her, and I had a good little dictionary too, because if it was one little word, it's like, that's the thing about it when you're learning. Sometimes it might be that one word. I feel like, dang, what is it? But... so you get your little dictionary out. And I told her I had cramps and she was like, tú necesitas té de manzanilla. And manzanilla is chamomile. She had a whole chamomile plant in her garden with all this chamomile, y'all. And every month, and I was there for 3 months. So every month, she got in that garden. She would take the tea, and I watched her make fresh juices every night, every meal. Cause in America, everybody comes home for lunch, and I'm talking everybody, extended family, and I wasn't used to that. And I used to be like, dang, every day, like y'all whole extended family, I come over here, like we all sit together, like. But it was so sweet. And like I would watch her make fresh juices with things in her garden, and she would take it and she would literally mix it, and it would be like that was the juice. And like for me, it was like, oh, back home I'm used to it being like, oh, you go buy a juice from the carton and that's your juice, and we having juice for dinner. No, she would make that juice fresh, and she made this time cheese bomb. She made that chamomile tea fresh from her garden. I literally watched her go. She said, oh, she'd go out, come back with the whole plant in her hand, and walk in the kitchen. And I never seen what she did after that. I just saw her walk out with the plant. We'll walk out and come back with the plant. Dirt hanging from the bottom and everything. Go in the kitchen, and then in a few minutes, I'm given a mug of chamomile tea that was so bomb. And it was like so fresh that like I start feeling the cramps leaving my body instantly. But anywho, and I remember she would go to and I'm so upset at my 19-year-old, homesick, stubborn, but when I was in Ecuador, because I never went with her to the market. And I really regret that, because when she went to the market, that's where she got all the fresh fruits and veggies. And I never got to experience that with her. And I mean, she came back. She would have this big basket. And she come back with that thing full. And she used, and she did this on a weekly basis. All of those fruits and veggies is what she would use to make all of the foods that week. And we ate all of them. And I think that was when I understood the power really of like plants. And really realizing like, yo, like, this is what you need to be. This is the amount of produce you need to be coming with every week. They put me onto avocados. I'm forever grateful to the Ecuadorians, because they ate avocado with every meal. They ate soup with every lunch, or every meal. I almost feel like at the beginning there was always a soup, and that's like typical Ecuadorian cuisine. I remember people say they told us that, oh yeah, that's what they do, and I was like, what? But then after a while, I was ready for that soup, that first course. Oh man, we had so many different soups. My favorite soup was sopa de papa, potato soup. That soup hit too different. And then one thing they also did, like they put popcorn in their soup. And I thought it was weird at first. And that's why, it teaches you, and I mean, I'm thinking about it now. It taught me that, you challenge the traditions of what you know with food when you expand your palate. When I came back home, I couldn't have soup without popcorn in it. I was like, where's the popcorn, And I think, like, it's cool because, and that's why, like, when some people think about veganism and stuff like that, they're like, oh, that's just weird, certain stuff is weird to me. And it's like, and you don't knock it until you try it, I mean, I think I learned there at 19. Don't knock stuff until you try it. Shout out to Sabrosa Vegana. Shout out to Black Rican Vegan for these meals. Amazing. But hold on, y'all. And it kind of melted a little bit, my icing and stuff. But it was cuter when I had it, y'all. I feel bad because it was cuter when I had it at first. Chef Leanna. Girl, give me the whole cake. Give me the whole cake. The whole cake. She got a coquito flancocho that I already had my eyes on. She posted it talking about she about to drop. Yeah, let me have the whole cake. The entire cake. Tres leches is top tier. It's top tier. It don't get no better than this. Like, oh my God. And as soon as I tasted this, I can taste that nutmeg. I can taste the season. Come on with the Brandon. Black Rican Vegan. Oh, that cake is so rich. Oh man, this is heaven right here with this. And she got a little cherry on top. I'm trying to get y'all here to sound. Girl, cake so moist. I should save some for my fiance. He would really like this, but I'm having a me moment. Yeah. She's gonna have to give me the whole cake. I'm gonna ask her how much she's selling the cake for. Like a whole cake. Like, I'm gonna buy it. Like I said, you can taste the flavor in this. You can taste the love. It got the coconut on there. That's how you know. And I just know the cultural foods that just hit different. And because you want to represent so hard. You want to make sure that, like, I'm repping for my people. Cherry on top. Y'all, that's all I'm gonna do for right now. Cause I'm gonna pass out. This food is so good. And I'm stuffed already. And I can't even. I hope y'all enjoyed this mukbang. Let me know if you actually do any other mukbangs and what y'all want me to eat. But get into some vegan cultural food, y'all. I just ate all vegan Puerto Rican. Come on, see, like, I'm trying to get the R's. Back in the damn so you don't use it, you lose it. Food, y'all, bomb. Support Sabrosa Vegana, and I'm gonna tag their stuff underneath this YouTube video. Black Rican Vegan. They are both catering companies. They do pop-ups in the whole entire New York City area. Hit them up, y'all. Support, show love, and like I said, don't knock things unless you try it. And get into, and that's if anyone's trying to become vegan or eat more plant-based foods, highly recommend trying vegan cultural foods first, because you really gonna get all the flavor and all the essence in there, baby. Because let me tell you something about us cultural folks, we're not playing about that. So anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this. I am going to actually sit down in a grandma robe and watch the show and enjoy this tres leches. But I want to come on here and eat this food for y'all. So one little last smack and one little last bite. And y'all have a wonderful day. Love y'all. Thank you so much for watching.